There are so many interesting, horrifying, or downright weird things in this big world of ours.
Each week, we'll bring you a new true crime story that has little to no coverage in English.
Let us do the translations, so you don't have to.
So we're here, not crying, ready to talk about murder.
Yes. Or crime in general, I guess.
Or
Was that a spoiler?
things.
No. Mine's also murder related, but I didn't know. I was kind of trying to be more inclusive, you know?
Yes, yeah,
Yes. Because that's what we're about. Inclusivity of everyone.
always. Yeah, so today we have some news, true crime news again.
Yes, indeed.
Okay, so mine is actually probably not murder. It's a case from Finland from last month. A jogger, a person who was jogging in the forest, found a human hand.
What?
Yeah,
Where was this?
in Toholammi. Let me see. Toholammi.
It's like, oh yes, the good old Toholammi, yes. I know exactly where that's at.
I mean, sorry. What I should be native in Finnish. Toholampi is of course.
Oh,
the
Lampi,
name,
okay. It's like,
I was just reading the text like Toholammilla.
yeah.
There is, I think
Yeah.
there is a municipality that's called Lammi, like not Lampi.
Yeah, because Lampi is like a small pond, basically, or like a... Or is it a pond?
Yes.
It's a body of water. Is it a direct translation pond? Because now I'm thinking, it's not a swamp, because that's
No.
Suo.
No.
But then pond seems a
think
bit
it's pond.
smaller.
Yeah.
Okay.
But sometimes it refers more of a lake. Like the naming
Yeah.
convention with it is pretty random.
Yeah, because I always think like, because it's Joutsen Lampi, isn't it?
Yeah,
Like the,
yeah. Swan Lake.
Swan Lake, yeah.
I think if it's like a smaller lake, it's sometimes
Yeah.
called Lampi.
Yeah, and then of course with consonant gradation, Lampi changes to like Lammin or Lam, like all, yeah. So that's why there's a change in there. For anybody who is linguistically inclined, once again.
Also, to defend myself, I have to tell to all the people who are interested in the linguistic part of this podcast that in Finnish, there is absolutely no rules with how to conjugate or like how the form of the name of a place changes. It's random, and that's how you usually spot an outsider if they can't, like if you have a
Tampere, for
Tampere.
instance.
Do you mean
It's
like
a big
on or
city.
in? So
Oh,
it's.
sorry?
Do you mean whether it's on or in? Like which case it
kind
is?
of. Like, is it Jyväskylässä or Jyväskylällä?
Yeah.
And so on.
The same in Hungarian, by the way. Exactly
Oh.
the same with the cities, yeah. Very
So,
random.
You know that,
Yeah,
okay, that
yeah.
guy is not from here. They can't.
Well,
say
I mean,
twice.
I have never met, well, okay, maybe that's not true. I have not really met too many people, at least, who were speaking Hungarian as their second language or as a foreign language for them. Or mostly, you know, because who really learns Hungarian? I mean, some
I
people
don't mean
are.
outsider like in the sense of a foreigner, but like domestic outsider, like someone who is not from that area.
Ah,
Because
but
in
it's.
Finland, often, like if you're not from there, and if it's not a big city that everyone knows, then
Yeah.
you make a mistake easily. Like depends of what kind of name it is, but
I guess it would be possible then. But maybe it's because the country is so much smaller, like just the size or the area of Hungary. It's, I don't know, maybe not that common. There's more cities and towns in Finland.
yeah.
Maybe. Are there? Or they are just more spread out?
Yeah, I don't
Yeah, I
know.
don't know if there's more, but yeah, they're more spread out definitely. And actually, now that I started to think, this is actually really sorry. This is going to be the most boring news tangent for
If you don't like linguistics, yeah, okay.
Maybe Laura, you just have to cut it very tight. Just
Yes.
just leave out all the.
So, okay, the name of the area is Toholampi.
Yes.
But then, if it followed the actual grammatical rules of Finnish, it should be Toholammella, because Lampilammella, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
And Toholammen.
Yeah.
But in all
Yes.
the news text I found, it's Toholammin, Toholammilla. So it's not
But which-
but E.
which
weird.
which I would have done also like as a second. Like I would have put mean instead of men actually in my
Yeah.
mind too, which is interesting.
Isn't it so that kind of older words or more like natural words, older Finnish words, usually if there's an I in the end, then it changes to E when you conjugate it. But
Yeah,
then,
like vesi, vet. Yeah.
well,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
that's a
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, that's
the
that one
how
is,
it's Lampilammen. That's how it is if you just
Yeah.
talk about the pond.
or Suomi, Suomen,
Yeah,
for
yeah,
example,
exactly.
Yes.
and a lot of
Yes.
these. But then newer words or loan words, if it ends with an I, then many times it doesn't change to E.
Yes.
Yeah, like bussi.
But this
bussi.
one is surprising.
Yeah, but this is a good example of how random they are. Like they don't
Yeah.
always follow the grammatical rules. They are horrible. Like so I just want
I
to
mean-
tell to all the non-native speakers of Finnish, don't worry. We can't do
Yeah.
it either. Like, it's just impossible.
And I won't say that my thesis is about constant gradation and shit.
We were able to get your thesis into this.
When you finish writing the final product, then we can
Yeah.
discuss it in detail in the podcast.
Yes.
In the
Yes.
context of some murder case, somehow.
Yes.
Yeah, I would kill for constant gradation now.
But it made me
so-
think about the Hungarian cities too. I don't know if people mess it up sometimes. I guess they probably with smaller places like this. I'm sure.
Yeah.
But if I start thinking about it, I'm only thinking about bigger cities where you kind of just know.
Yeah, the thing is that with bigger cities you know because you have heard them in your life.
Yeah.
You hear them in the news, you don't make the mistake. But I know people, like let's say in Helsinki, you have the different parts of the city, and then you have Malmi. I've heard so many times people outside Helsinki saying Malmissa, but it's Malmilla. And everybody
not
who's
Malmella.
from Helsinki. Yeah,
Yeah.
not Malmella.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
even inside big city, you don't hear it, in the news as often as the actual name of the city.
I've never even thought of Malmi. Like I never talk about Malmi in Finnish ever. So I've never actually used it in Finnish.
Yeah.
But now I know. Now I'll be like, oh, this chick is definitely from, northern-ish Helsinki, Malmi, whatever. If I use Malmilla.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But then if a town's or region's name ends with some natural thing like a lake or something, then I would
Yeah.
assume that they conjugate it the same way as they would that word.
But me too. But what is this lampi?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the thing. This lampi should be one of those that are easy to conjugate because it's a nature word. It's
Yeah.
an
Like-
original Finnish nature word. But why?
Because koski, for instance, koskella,
Yeah,
that's always like, yeah, I think that's pretty across the board.
maybe. Or maybe not. Maybe there is a small town that is like, we live in Koskissa or something.
But that's just weird. Like,
It is. I hate
ugh,
this.
that just sounds horrible. Like,
Yeah.
like koskilla would be horrible.
Yeah.
Koskissa is horrible. But koskella it sounds better. It's easier to say too.
I don't know how many people listen to this podcast. But even if it's, more than 10, how many of those are interested in this?
Well, it's translation murder. So
I think we have the linguistic context in many of our...
True,
Yeah.
true. Usually not this deeply, but yes.
yeah. Okay. So yes, there was a hand found in
Toholampi,
Toholampi.
which is the name of the area.
Yes.
And I'm looking it up in the Google Maps, and I can see that it is somewhere in the west. Kind of, you go east from Kokkola. Kokkola is a city on the west coast
Yeah.
of Finland.
I mean, you can't really go west from Kokkola?
Sorry, go east.
Ah,
Go east.
That's what I was
from
like, that's
Kokkola.
kind of as
Wait, you
west as
said
you
east.
can go.
I think I said east. So I
You
said
said
Okay.
east.
Okay.
Kokkola is on the west coast of
Yes.
Finland, and you go
Yes.
east from Kokkola, and
Yeah.
then you will bump into Toholampi.
Yeah, because I was about to say Kokkola is like fucking on the coast. So like if
Yeah.
you went west, you'd be in the
Sea.
Gulf of Bothnia.
I would just say it's halfway between Vasa and Oulu, which is a fucking huge distance, but somewhere around that.
Yeah, we can also, if someone is more familiar with those bigger cities, Oulu, someone might know, yes.
Yeah.
So anyway, it's far away from Helsinki. That's how I see the world. What is the distance from Helsinki? So anyway, on 5th of October, just a random person jogging or walking on a forest path saw a hand of a human being, and they were like, "Okay, I'm calling the police. There's a hand," and soon they started looking for the rest of the body. And I think at that time it was in the news that there was some kind of like group of volunteers. So because it's forests, so they have to do this kind of, I
Grid,
don't even know.
basically. Yeah. Like walking in a line and making sure that they're kind of surveying in a controlled manner. Yeah. Yeah.
So then they found on 19th of October, police informed that they have found more parts of bodies, but they wouldn't.
Bodies.
No, parts of body.
Okay. I was like, dear God, how many like left hands did they find? Okay. Sorry. I just.
Yeah, so more of body parts of the same person.
Okay.
But they wouldn't state like which parts. This is again like, I guess, privacy matter.
I mean,
and
yeah.
apparently
The
they
hand
were
was fine.
close.
Nothing else is fine.
Yeah. Well, I guess there was some point of telling that it was a hand in the first place to, I don't know, in case you have lost your hand recently.
Yeah. Anybody need a hand?
Yeah.
Sorry. Oh God.
But I mean, potentially you could be still alive without a hand.
Yes, but
But yeah,
yeah.
I guess that was not probably the first assumption, I would think. But anyway, they found more, and it was pretty close to the original, like the spot of the hand, and it just stated that it was possible to find with human eyes, which means that it's
Okay.
probably somewhere like just lying on the ground, not like
Yeah.
hidden or anything. And also that they had been there for a while, so not very
Okay.
fresh. And now, I think this was just a few, like 3 days ago, the latest news was that that police is now quite sure that it was a older man, 71 years old, who had previously gone lost.
Missing.
Missing, yes. So missing, and the last time he was seen was in June in Kokkola,
Oh.
the city
fuck.
that I mentioned in the west coast. And he was then seen around the station of Kokkola. And after that, he went missing, and apparently he was not very good at, like his moving abilities were not very good. So I don't know how he got to the forest. I mean, it's not like, I think there's at least 100 kilometers from Kokkola. to this
Wow.
Toholampi, but police does not suspect crime here, and
Okay.
police is like, okay, that's it. This is the end
So
of the
they-
story.
So basically, they think that animals probably got to the body and distributed the body parts. I mean, if you think about it, a hand isn't really a nice tender morsel for animals to eat.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
that's the only explanation that I could think of too.
Yeah. It sounds like it's just that he has maybe naturally died there
Yeah.
in the forest, and then
Yeah. I don't know. Like, of course, it's hard to say like how many body parts they found around the same area. Was kind of most of the body found, or was it so that he didn't go that far, but some animals, I don't know,
Carried him, yeah.
some parts
Yeah.
further away.
yeah, because like if it was a path that was used by a jogger, you would think that if this man had already gone missing in June, that he has been dead for a while, that the body probably wasn't originally close to the path that people were using.
Yeah.
Yeah. But honestly, if I was the jogger, and since it's October,
Yeah.
I would have been like, is this a Halloween prank or something? Because I would have done a double take. Because, of course, Halloween isn't still, like, such a big thing in Finland.
And especially in these smaller towns.
But I would be like, nah, it's kind of the same thing. It's never a mannequin. It's never a body prop. It's always a body part. I would think so. Oh, God.
Except around Halloween, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. Huh.
I mean, I'm sure
Well,
they have a good basis for saying that this was likely not a murder. If they can see that these
Yeah.
parts were like chewed off or, that kind of thing. It
Yeah,
wasn't like
yeah.
a cut.
But then,
Yeah.
like, just one thing that kind of, probably we'll never know if they just now, they won't disclose this more if they have already decided that they will not investigate this as a criminal case. But, like, how did he get there? I understand that there was probably, maybe they found his head and could see that, I don't know, he has hit it to a rock on the ground if he fell.
Because
or something.
71 is not that old. Well, we don't know
No.
his condition, but
But I guess he had
yeah.
mobility issues and stuff, so maybe he wasn't in the best of health.
Yeah, he
yeah.
might have like a dementia.
yeah, so maybe
made
he
him
got on
to go to
a bus.
weird place. Yeah.
Interesting. Well, I wonder if there's going to be any updates on this eventually, or if it's still kind of, for privacy reasons, they won't disclose any more than this, I wonder.
Yeah, there was quite a lot of media presence of this, like, during October, because I think it was like, okay, will we ever know who it was? And then it was describing, like, okay, police will, of course, start looking into missing persons who have been stated
Yeah.
as missing persons, and other people who are missing their relatives will maybe reach out to them and so on.
Yeah, why wasn't he reported missing, or was he?
I guess
think
he
he
was.
was.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think maybe they wanted to, maybe they found like his teeth, which often makes it easier to confirm.
Or fingerprints, because he has the hand
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, nowadays
yeah.
you have to, they record your fingerprint when you get an ID or
Yeah.
passport.
Yeah, that was also described in some of the articles, but it was also saying that like one does not need a passport.
Yeah.
Like, if you're
and
just
also
a-
your licenses last fucking forever too.
Yeah.
Like some 40 years or how many 30 years or some shit like that. So
So if you're an elderly person and you haven't gotten a passport recently, like during the digital age, then it might be that your fingerprint is not anywhere.
So
Yeah.
all the elderly Finnish people listening to this podcast, remember to get a passport.
or remember that you can commit a crime.
Or that, yeah.
But yeah, sorry, this was not like a murder, but
No,
I
it's
thought it was
still
just kind of
interesting.
a case that maybe fits to our
Yeah,
weird
it does.
repertoire.
Yeah, who knows
Yes.
if we can return to this for some weird reason in 10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give an update. Yeah.
Okay, which one should be the next?
I guess I can.
You can continue.
I can go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, remember the last time I talked about the guy who was convicted of murder falsely, and then he was executed and whatnot. Well, now there's a happier case, at least, because there was a guy on death row in Texas, Robert Leslie Roberson III, and he was convicted of killing his daughter, his 2-year-old daughter, back in 2002. And he was on death row, I think, for 20 years, or like 22 years-ish. And he got a stay of execution on the 17th of October of this year. So it was quite recent. So at least they stayed his execution, unlike the last one, where they murdered an innocent man. So at least with this, it was kind of like a bit happier news. And I don't know, like, of course, there'll be more updates with this as it goes on, because, of course, they're still going to try to get him off, especially with the Innocence Project,
Yeah.
because they're very vocal about this case, especially because this guy is autistic, or he has autism spectrum disorder, and that kind of played into why he was convicted in the first place, actually. So his daughter had a lot of health issues when she was younger, and she ended up, I guess, falling from the bed and hit her head or something like that. And she also had pneumonia at the time, which then turned into sepsis. And so her father, Roberson, ended up bringing her to the hospital, and they're like, hey, she has a wound and she looks like she's been beaten or something like that. And basically he had no affect, he had no emotions because he's autistic. And so they were like, this is weird, he's not crying, he's not angry, he's not doing anything, which is odd. And so they kind of blamed the wounds on shaken baby syndrome. And so they basically claimed that he had shaken and beaten his daughter to death, even though the bruises and...
like, he took her to hospital, but
Yes.
when did she die? Like, in the hospital?
She died in the hospital.
Oh,
yes.
okay, so they couldn't fix her. Yeah.
Yeah, so basically, I think they tried, or like at least they tried to save her life in the hospital, and like putting breathing tube and all this other stuff. So also that could have also given wounds from this care to like in the hospital actually. So it's just kind of a bit of a shitty situation, because you have this guy who's not acting quote unquote normal for people back in the early 2000s.
Was it known then that he has autism?
No. So that was another thing. So he basically, as far as I understood, he got diagnosed, I think like 10 years later or something. Actually in the prison system, I believe he got diagnosed as being autistic, because I mean, he had some learning disabilities growing up, and he, I think, was like low income, and then also the schooling system was just shit, so they never diagnosed him with anything. So he kind of flew under the radar of this, and they're like, oh, yeah, he shouldn't have been judged so harshly by these people, especially the medical staff and whatnot. So, yeah. What else?
These child death cases are always so horrible, and sometimes they get it wrong kind of both ways. So there have been a few of these cases, I think, where they convicted the parent because they assumed that the parent did something with the child and it was a medical condition or it was an accident. And then also the opposite happens when it's actually the step-parent or actual parent hurting a baby or something like that, and it gets undiscovered for a really long time.
Yeah. Like there was the one woman who, there was like a digestive disorder or something.
With the milk?
Protein or something.
Yeah.
And the children couldn't process some type of protein or some nutrient, and that led to basically a high amount of some toxin in the body that caused their death, and it looks like poisoning.
Yeah.
And so then the woman was basically convicted of poisoning her children, and I think it was 1 or 2
I
kids.
kind of have this. I heard this case multiple times, I think, on
Yes,
different
me too.
podcasts. So I feel like
Same.
I should remember this better.
Same.
But wasn't it so that she was pregnant when she went to prison?
Yes.
And then the baby, of course, didn't stay in prison. And that baby had
Yes.
the same problem, even though
Yes.
the baby wasn't with her. So then eventually they
Yeah.
found out that it was not
Yeah,
possible.
I think
might
that's
be
how it
missing
went.
up.
Yeah, but at
This
least
is the
one of her
classic,
children
like the criminal is in the prison and the crime is happening
is still
again.
happening.
Yes.
Yeah,
Maybe.
yeah, exactly.
But I feel like I might
Exactly.
be messing this up now. So
No, I think you had it correct. There was some reason why she couldn't have poisoned the kid because she wasn't around the kid when the kid was
Yeah.
in decline, at least. So, but yeah. So, this guy, he originally was supposed to be executed on June 21st, 2016, because he had exhausted all of his appeals, and then now the second one. Yeah, this most recent round, like there's another stay of execution, but yeah, he's like apparently the first death row prisoner convicted on the grounds of shaken baby syndrome, which is also a bit kind of bunk science. So it's kind of hard to convict someone on that alone, because of course they say that the skull and some other injuries definitely could have been because of the immediate and emergency intubation process. And the frenulum, the little, like, what is it? The little, when you pull up your front lip, and then you, like, there's the like connector thing between your gums. Well, that's the frenulum. So that usually tears
Between your
in
gums?
cases. Yeah, like there's that thing, like
like
this
up
thing.
here, like kind of under
Yeah.
your nose,
Yeah.
the little
Yes.
soft skin.
Yes. the soft skin underneath here. Okay, I was trying to like pull it up as I'm like. Okay, anyway. So it's like there's a frenulum within your mouth, basically, because I guess a frenulum can be used in other body parts as well. So they usually say that if there's some type of frenulum that is disattached within your mouth as a shaken baby, that's like a sign that there's a shaken baby syndrome case.
I haven't heard this before. Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they said that, that was like evident that it was a case of shaken baby, but there's no really way to kind of tell, I guess, definitively. So, yeah.
So he might
kind of-
at some point be released, maybe.
I mean, you can hope, but yeah, it's kind of the current status is that he is waiting a new execution date, and yeah, there's no execution date yet, but he's been on death row for 22 years. So
Wow.
yeah,
Yeah, but I mean that's. I think this is kind of the same discussion we had last time, but the justice system should work so that it feels bad for the victims, but you should have a very high certainty before you actually lay the judgment
Yes.
of these several crimes. You just
Yeah.
the society just needs to be able to live with that. We can't convict everyone. Like sometimes there's just not enough proof, and that's it, and then they get out.
Yeah.
Maybe they did it, maybe not. But if we don't know, we should not be
Yeah.
judging.
But then obviously there are those cases when you feel like there's a mountain of evidence, like it's so obvious that the
Yeah.
person did it,
yeah,
and they are still not convicted, or there's some like procedural error or something.
Yeah.
they're let out. So, I mean, obviously these are really difficult things, but yeah.
And I mean, there's plenty to this case too that's extra. I mean, I could have done an episode on this, obviously, if it wasn't in America, because we do cases that are translated, obviously. But there's also stuff about his ex-wife, making some false claims, and she's not a very reliable person, and saying that he beat me and he has a history of beating our daughter and this type of stuff, but there's no evidence for that. And
hard to provide evidence for that, but yeah.
Yeah, and she also lost custody of the kid, so it's an interesting kind of dynamic. Who do you believe in this situation? And
I mean, one evidence would of course be that there had been, like, if someone beats their kid, then
they probably wouldn't have custody of their child.
I mean,
but
police would maybe have been called.
Hopefully not.
I mean, that would be like,
there would be at least a paper trail.
Beating her, and that was on the record. Like, police had come to the house several times or something. Okay, then usually the kid is already taken into custody. But anyway, if there was no previous record, then.
But then that also could be a slippery slope that. Of course, some people don't report domestic violence.
Sure.
And then,
it's difficult, but I think it's kind of maybe not that rare anymore, but definitely at that time it must have been pretty rare that the father got custody of the child and not the mother.
Yeah, I would think
it's
so.
It's still not the most common thing nowadays. So maybe there was a reason why the mother didn't get it.
Yeah.
But we can only speculate.
But yeah, hopefully this guy ends up getting released, because there's not enough evidence to hold him, and especially for this, and definitely no reason for him to be executed. So hopefully Texas does the right thing. You'd think, like, Texas, they're gung-ho about the death penalty, but they actually did something right this time, so you kind of have to praise them a little bit. But yeah, so that's my case.
Nice. Good that it's a little bit better news than usually.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine is a little bit more of a kind of general case. It's about a project by the Interpol. Have you heard about the Identify Me project?
No.
No, I don't think I have.
Okay, I have some information about it for you. It's an international project aimed at uncovering the identities of dozens of unidentified women found deceased, most likely murdered, across Europe under suspicious or mysterious circumstances. It was originally launched in May 2023, and the project itself focuses on cold cases where forensic and investigative efforts have been inconclusive. So originally, when they launched this project in last year's May, there were 22 cases involved, and I believe that they were from Germany, Belgium, and the Netherlands. And in this year's October, so it's kind of a recent development, they announced that they are expanding it to include altogether now 46 cases from 6 European countries. So in addition to these 3, also France, Italy, and Spain. And since they first launched the project, they managed to identify one victim so far. Her name is Rita Roberts. She was a British citizen, and her remains were discovered in Antwerp, Belgium, in 1992. And she was unidentified until her family recognized her tattoo in a media coverage following the May 2023 campaign launch.
Wow.
Yeah, so her case was unsolved for over 3 decades, and her family came forward once they saw it. So I think it was kind of immediately after they launched the project, so a few days after that. They haven't solved, I think, any other cases yet ever since, but I think they got a lot of leads, like thousands of leads based on this. They're using advanced forensic methods such as DNA profiling and isotopic analysis to help trace origins or reconstruct physical characteristics of the victims. Interpol also shares facial reconstruction and images of distinct jewelry and clothing, and they're hoping that the public will help identify these based on kind of they post all of these on their website. I actually have some links I thought you might be interested in checking these, and I also wanted to encourage anyone who's listening to this podcast that go there and check if you recognize anything from any of these victims. They have these facial reconstructions for most of them, like drawings or sometimes 3D rendering of how the victim likely looked like. If you go to the Interpol's website, interpol.int, in the upper right corner, there's in red this identify me text. So if you go there, all of them are there. And actually, I wanted to post this link for you in the chat. They also have this Google Maps layer created. If you open it up, you can see where all the cases are from in Europe, from which cities, and you can read some information about them. Well, that's pretty cool.
These sound like our episode names. The woman in the well,
Yeah.
the woman with the flower tattoo, the woman in the dam.
So this woman with the flower tattoo, that was the one that was solved, I believe.
Yeah.
Yes. But yeah, there's a lot of cases now. So I think they're expanding it, hopefully, to other European countries as well. So Interpol and the local police in all of these countries are cooperating.
Yeah, there's quite a lot, like France, Spain, Italy.
Yeah, 46 cases now. And then there was also this, if you go to this link I put here, then you can check the different items, or just things from the victim, like clothes or jewelry, tattoos, like these kind of unique things that you might recognize. So the website is pretty nice. It makes it easy for the public to help.
Yeah.
And I read that since they launched this project, some of the cases were also covered by our favorite, or maybe Laura's favorite, German crime docu-series,
Aktenzeichen XY.
which I don't know how to pronounce very well.
Upsilon.
Yeah.
What is it? Do you remember, Laura?
Yeah, it's Aktenzeichen XY ungelöst.
Exactly, there. So they
Yes.
also covered some of these cases that they involved. So I thought this was such a good, something positive, kind of.
Yeah, that
because,
is.
Yeah.
all of these are cold cases, have been unsolved for a really long time, and there's some systematic effort now to solve them.
Yeah.
So spreading the word.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is very, very well put together, indeed. Very interesting.
We have to browse this all through.
Yeah, I also started doing that. First, when I found it, I was hoping that, maybe there's something from Hungary or Finland that I can highlight, but not at the moment. But still, all of these are from Europe. And I think maybe there are more of these, I don't know, there might be more of these systematic efforts to solve stuff like this in the States. I don't know if there's something like that in Europe. Probably in individual countries there are.
So, is it, I know you probably explained this, or is it only women now? Because I'm just looking at women.
I think it's only women.
Okay. I mean, is that because there's just so many more cases that are against women, like murder cases involving women, and there's not enough men, or they're just focusing particularly on women? I wonder. That's the question I have.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think there are just a lot of these missing, likely murdered women, and but I'm sure there are men as well. This project specifically focuses on women, I think.
Yeah. This is
so
very
pretty
handy.
sad, but very nice that they already solved one, and hopefully people will check their info and give tips. We'll also do that.
Yeah. Wow, some of these are quite broadly ranged. Estimated age 20 to 65.
Yeah. Yeah, it depends. About some of them, there's not so much information, so it's really varied. But I thought that, Laura, you would probably appreciate this even more because you had so many cold cases from Germany.
Yeah, I might use some of this for, indeed. I was thinking about doing a German case next, actually, so. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, so I don't know if we need an animal fact today because this was, I feel like, kind of a more hopeful or positive episode.
I mean, I can still give an animal fact.
If you have one.
want. Yeah. Yes,
Yeah.
I do. So, did you know that a slug can have anywhere from 2,000 to 8,000 teeth?
No.
Yeah.
Actual
So
teeth,
they're-
probably not like actual teeth.
Well, like they're arranged in this ribbon-like structure called a radula, and yeah, they use it to it's kind of like a cheese grater function, basically. So these kind of like just strips of rows of like serrated teeth, basically. And what else?
Wait, how many again?
2,000 to 8,000.
Oh, wow,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah. And I'm reading off of this.
And only slugs.
wildlife-
What about snails?
I'm guessing it's about the same. But I love watching slugs and snails eat. Like there's
Yeah, they're
there's
really
these
cute.
like these videos that come up on my Instagram feed, and I'm just like, God damn it, they're so fucking cute.
They are
They're
really
just
cute.
Yum, yum, yum.
I always loved snails as a kid. I did this very, well, not an actual snail farm, but I built this like little place for snails for some reason. I thought that I would just bring them to the house and that would be so cool, give them like food and whatever. And then it was just, of course, a bad idea 'cause it wasn't covered with anything. So they all climbed away or
Yeah,
crawled away.
yeah, yeah.
But yeah,
I actually had like these pet snails.
Oh,
I forgot what was the ones you can actually buy from pet shops.
yeah.
They have a specific name. It started with the letter A, I think, but I can't remember it.
like the African snails, like the African giant snails, or were they
I don't think it
big?
was like a name, like name of a continent.
Okay.
Akaattikotilo in Finnish.
Uh-huh. Yeah, no, I don't I don't know that one.
But
yeah,
they're
These like
people-
dark brown ones.
Yeah, they're kind of brown, yeah, and big, like fit on your hand.
Yeah, it is
I
a
mean,
giant
they will-
African snail. Woohoo! Yeah.
Giant
Okay,
African
it is
snail.
African land snail, giant African
Yeah.
land snail.
Yeah.
Ah.
They're super cute. Yeah,
Yeah,
they're cute.
and they were called Simo and Lisa.
Oh,
And
That's
they,
cute.
They lived in this terrarium, had soil, and I gave them salad leaves and
what? They can be
seeds.
that big?
Yeah,
Oh my
and
God.
then because you know how snails are, they got kids, and then they
Oh.
got a lot of kids.
Yeah.
And I think at some point my mom was just like, we're going to get rid of these.
Aww,
No.
that's sad.
That's always so sad when, like, it happens so often that parents are like, yeah, let's get these animals, but then, or anyone, basically, not just parents, and then they are not really thinking about the consequences. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Agreed. Yeah. Always do your research before getting a pet. Know how big they get and
Their
know how much care they
lifespan.
take and their lifespan.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how much food and time and money they cost
Yeah.
in total. Dear God. Yeah.
And do understand that snails do not have a sex. So if you have two snails, you will have
Yeah.
kid snails.
Apparently, as long as they have the right, like, the shell. I just saw something also that there's this one type of snail that was a bit rare, and he had or he, she, it, Han,
They.
Yes, Han.
they had, the shell was spiraling like a different way. So then like the sex organ, I think, was, because they usually like intertwine, you know, like when they're mating, they like intertwine and whatever. And so it was a bit weird that it couldn't mate. So then they had to find another snail that had like the same spiraling shell or something like that for this particular snail to mate. But yeah.
So that would have been good for the pet purpose if you don't
Yeah.
want more than 2 snails.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Wow,
But yeah.
that was another animal fact for today. So that's
Yeah, I think,
2.
yeah. Well, I wish I would have flagged that or marked it.
Maybe not a fact, but
Yeah, more of like something I came across, but yeah. And also, don't kill slugs. They're good for the environment, you know? And apparently, according to this website, this is a UK website, that out of the 40 species of slugs in Britain, less than a quarter of these are known to be big plant-munching pests. So you don't need to kill the slugs.
I hate
in
when
your
people
garden.
do that, but also with snails. I
Yeah,
hate it
fucks-
so
it
much.
fucks me
Like,
up,
Difference
like-
between slug and snail. No.
snail has the house.
Snail has the shell.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay. Slug is
Or shell.
iguana and snail
Yes.
is kotila. Okay.
Yeah.
That was the Finnish fact of the day. After all the municipality name facts, nobody cares.
In
What is it in
Hungarian,
Hungarian?
in
Yeah.
Hungarian, it's just well, I'll just tell you the meaning first. So it's just snail or naked snail.
Oh, I love it.
So snail is chigo,
That's cute.
and slug is mestelen chigo.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I love these very, like, snail, what the fuck does that mean? Slug, what the fuck does that mean? But then you have, like, a housed one versus not. My favorite is kilpikonna
Yeah.
in Finnish because, like, yeah, it just makes so much more sense. Like, it's a shield toad.
Yeah.
I never thought of that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it makes
Makes a lot
perfect
of
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a toad that has has a shield. So, so logical.
Yeah. I was just thinking about the Hungarian version, but yeah. Well,
What is it? Now I need to know.
it's a teknős.
Teknős.
And teknő, wait, yes, it does. Teknő is this kind of dish that you wash clothes in, or people use to wash clothes in. What is that called?
A wash basin, or
Yeah.
yeah.
Some Hungarian will correct me on this because it's probably something is probably wrong in what I'm saying. But anyway, so as far as I know, that's just this wash basin, or this, I think, used to be wooden.
That
And,
sounds like you didn't meet turtles very early on.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's
yeah,
just
especially in
teknő,
Finland
and
because of
then
shield. Yeah.
teknős, so it's just conjugated. So it's just something with a wash basin, kind of. That's what it means.
Okay. Has a built-in wash basin.
Yeah.
Cute. Okay. Those are plenty of animal facts, I think, for today. And we didn't even need that many
Yeah.
because we had a lighthearted episode.
Yes.
Fuck.
We could have saved some of these for separate episodes. Maybe you can cut these up to little parts, Laura, and then just kind of put it to the end of other episodes later.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, that was it for today. Pretty long one.
Yeah. Once again, these episodes are longer than our actual episodes.
Maybe we should just
Fuck.
do these.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe we should, really. But we haven't got any feedback. So please,
No.
our listeners, tell us frankly, like, which one do you like better?
Yeah. Do you like these news tangents? Or not even news tangent, I think it's now like linguistics tangent today.
Just tangent.
Just
Just
tangent.
us talking about totally random things that come to our mind. Do you like these?
Yes. Please tell us that you do, because these are a bit more fun.
Yes, and less work. A lot less work.
Oh, great.
Yes.
Okay, thanks for listening this week. Next time we will have Viktória going, telling a story in Hungary. And I don't know if you want to do you want to give a hint or?
No.
Okay, great. It'll be a surprise for everyone. So thanks for listening again this week. Follow us on Instagram, send us an email at translationmurderpodcast@gmail.com. And yeah, hei paralla.
Bye.